Hi, it's Steven. Today is Friday, April 25th. I'm here for another update on the seed starting project for this season. Today it is raining out and wet. It's also the second day of the draft. I thought about going there, but with the rain and the fact that it reached capacity yesterday with over 200,000 people in one confined area, I'm like, no thank you. Anyways, let's get on to the updates here. I have more 4-inch pots and 6-inch pots. I was able to plant my caladiums, so I have 7 varieties, 2 bulbs for each variety. So that'll be nice for those to come up. I have my elephant ears down here. Those haven't come up yet. I saw a little bit of something there, so I'm hoping they come up soon. I got my purple coneflowers down there doing pretty much nothing. I got my snapdragons. Those are going to have to be transplanted into 4-inch containers soon. I got all my geraniums and my ivy geraniums. A lot of them are pushing new leaves, so that's exciting. All of the ivy geraniums are doing well. Some of the, like this one here, it looks like it might flower soon. That looks more like a flower than a leaf. I got a nice mum growing. That was my brother's Valentine's Day gift to my mother, and she gave it to me. It's going to have a second bloom here, so that's nice to have in the 4 seasons. The microgreens, I have not done anything with the microgreens. I've been watering it from above instead of below. This is my first experiment with microgreens. I was waiting for them to grow true leaves. It looks like it's starting to grow true leaves. You can see that little leaf there by my thumbnail. But I mean, in the research that I did, I didn't think it would take 2 or 3 weeks for it to grow true leaves. I think this right here is a true leaf. Well, anyways, I'm gonna cut these this weekend and try them. The lettuce is going well. You can see all the varieties in there. With the 6-inch pots, I was able to replant all of my hollyhocks. So those will be growing up really nicely. Over here, I planted my purple millet seeds and my purple basil seeds. I have 11 purple millet seeds, so that'll be exciting. And then I planted my mahogany splendor hibiscus. I grow that every single year, as well as the purple millet. Down here is 4 varieties of coleus coming up. And then over here is all of my orange marigolds. Those all have true leaves, so those need to be potted up in the 4-inch pots. And then here's the stack of 6-inch pots. I still need to plant my sweet peas. This is a variegated red and white sweet pea. Kind of shades of pink, I guess. And then I need to plant my zinnias and my asters. And then I'm still thinking about planting this polka dot plant. It says it needs a heat mat to start growing. I don't know if I want to waste my time with that right now. For not a whole lot of bang. Here's all the petunias. When I got more of the 4-inch pots, I was able to pot up the rest of my yellow petunias. So this whole rack, this whole set right here was repotted recently. And then I have my Rudbeckia down here. Everything is doing well. You can see that it's coming up better. One thing that I wanted to share is, so obviously indoors, all these plants, a lot of watering, a lot of soil, there's fungus gnats, right? A lot of fungus gnats flying around. One thing is having the plug-in sticky trap for fungus gnats, and that's been going well. Let me see here. You can see one of the old sticky traps, how many fungus gnats get caught in that. But another thing is putting a mosquito dunk in your water. So putting a mosquito dunk in here and filling it up and leaving it overnight. And then when you water all your plants, then it'll help stop the fungus gnats from, laying their eggs and developing into more fungus gnats. So I thought I would share that tip with you. This is actually the first year that I've done any kind of prevention work with the fungus gnats. And I never realized that I had so many every year, but I will definitely be continuing to use sticky traps and other methods to cut down on them, because the Four Seasons is connected to my house, to my kitchen, and I don't want them to end up in the house. Outside, obviously, it's raining. It is the second day of the draft in Green Bay. Yesterday, it was beyond capacity before the draft started, so before the picks. I thought about going today, but it's raining and wet and cold, and I don't want to be crammed into a tiny space with 200,000 people. I don't have that much of an interest in the NFL to be able to do that. Anyways, I'm pointing outside to show you that my forsythias have still not come out yet. They are starting. I see little pops of yellow, but none of them have actually flowered. The blooms are coming out, but no flowers. So originally I said the end of April, middle of May, and I will be correct on that. So there are 4 forsythias. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and then there's one over here. So it'll be a nice show of yellow flowers. And the ones over here are quite tall and wide. So that'll be exciting. And then my 9-barks are coming up. I have 3 9-barks in the corner. I have sort of a lemony yellow one and then 2 darker ones. And then over here is, I don't know the name of it, it's more of an autumn. It changes color, it's one of my favorites. And that's actually original to the house. I mean, I bought the house and it was planted here, but it was planted in the darkest corner of the yard. And it was almost dead. So putting it where it needed to go in full sun has done wonders for it. So I'm really excited for everything coming up. I'm excited to start planning a bunch of garden projects. With the NFL draft in town, I have put off ordering some wood for my raised gardens here. So early next week I'm going to order 2x12s so that these can become 4 foot wide by 8 foot long. And then I will put these on the side of my greenhouse. I used ChatGPT to create a custom greenhouse. So that is supposed to be estimated to cost around $600, which is significantly less than going to like Home Depot or Costco and buying a 6x8 greenhouse. And it's probably going to be more structurally sound. So it'll be in this area. I'm taking this center thing out. It'll be 8 feet long by 6 feet wide, 10 feet in the back as far as height, and then 7 feet high in the front. So that'll be nice. And then the other thing I was thinking about is these island gardens here, you know, curves and sort of circular, uneven lines. That's more natural. I was thinking about maybe squaring these gardens off and having some wood as like a separation between the garden mulch and the grass. I don't know if I want to do that though. I mean, part of having these island gardens is sort of expanding them year to year. Like this year, this one's going to be expanded. And that one has to be reworked. The other 2 are fine where they are right now. So I'm contemplating natural curves versus straight lines. And then I also figured out or settled on what I was going to do with the landscape rock around the entire perimeter. So I'm going to rake it back away from the garden bed. I'm going to sort of sift it through some hardware cloth. I'm going to amend the soil in a specific area and then put the stone back. So I'm going to pick small sections to sort of fix and amend the soil instead of going through all the work of removing the soil or removing the rock and then trying to find some place or someone that would take it and then having to go and purchase a ton of mulch instead. So unfortunately or fortunately, I'm going to keep the landscape rock. I'm not thrilled about it, but I have an idea of what I need to do to make the problem less of a problem. Other than that, that's all I have for you today. Excuse my hair, I was outside chasing 2 giant rabbits out of my yard. They were too big to fit into the chain link fence, and they were too dumb to just run out of the gate that I'd opened for them to make it easier. Instead, they ran out. They jumped a foot to get into a crevice in my wood fence on the other side of the yard. So, rabbits. I don't have to deal with deer. I don't have to deal with raccoons or possums. I do have to deal with squirrels. People feed squirrels. They also feed them peanuts, so I get a bunch of peanut shells in my yard. So squirrels and rabbits are what I get to deal with. Yay for me. Anyways, I will see you next week on the next update for this, and hopefully it's warm enough for me to shoot this video outside and give you a little bit of a tour, sort of a beginning of May tour, because none of the stuff in here is going to be able to go out there until middle to end of May. So look forward to that. Let me know if the fungus gnat tips were something you knew or something that you just found out about. I will see you next week. Bye.